The massive space station hung in the shadow of Xerion Prime's largest moon, invisible to most scanning equipment. Its dark metal hull absorbed light rather than reflecting it, making the facility nearly impossible to detect. Inside the station, creatures from 4 different worlds worked together with a single purpose. Commander ZYXDH stood before a large holographic display, showing a blue and green planet, Earth, the planet that had been sending radio signals across space for over a century, the planet whose inhabitants called themselves humans. ZYXDH's 6 arms moved across the control panel with practiced ease. His species, the Veltar, had conquered dozens of worlds through careful planning and superior technology. They never rushed into battle. They studied their enemies first, learned their weaknesses, and then struck with overwhelming force. The research facility had been operating for 3 Earth years now. Every day, they intercepted more transmissions from the human world. Television shows, movies, military documentaries, news broadcasts, and scientific papers. The aliens had built a complete picture of human society, or so they believed. Dr. Velnara floated nearby in her specialized tank. Her species breathed liquid methane and required the tank to survive in the station's atmosphere. She was the expedition's chief scientist and had spent more time studying humans than anyone else on the station. "Commander," she said through her translation device, "our analysis is nearly complete. These humans are primitive but potentially dangerous if allowed to develop further technology." ZYXDH nodded his large head. The humans had already begun exploring their solar system. Their technology advanced rapidly, much faster than most species. In a few hundred years, they might become a real threat to the Confederacy. "Show me what you have learned," ZYXDH commanded. The holographic display changed to show human anatomy. A 3-dimensional model of a human male rotated slowly, with various systems highlighted in different colors. "Humans are physically weak compared to our species," Dr. Velnara explained. "Their reaction times are slow. They can only see a small portion of the light spectrum. Their hearing range is limited. Most importantly, they become emotional under stress, which clouds their judgment." General Crixtal, a massive insect-like creature from the warrior race of Thexmore, clicked his mandibles in approval. Their military tactics are simple and predictable. They rely heavily on projectile weapons and explosive devices. Very primitive. The 4th member of the leadership team, Scout Enwemeth, added her observations. Her people were natural spies and had analyzed thousands of hours of human entertainment and news broadcasts. "Humans show consistent behavioral patterns," Enwemeth reported. "When faced with superior force, they either flee or surrender. Their historical records show they avoid conflicts they cannot win." ZYXDH studied the data carefully. The humans had fought many wars among themselves, but these conflicts were between equals. When faced with clearly superior technology, humans typically gave up quickly. The pattern was clear in every historical example they had studied. "What about their space military?" ZYXDH asked. General Crixtal brought up new displays showing human spacecraft and space stations. "Very basic. Their largest ships carry maybe 50 individuals. Their weapons are kinetic projectiles and simple energy beams. Nothing that could penetrate our shields." Dr. Velnara added more technical details. "Human ships move slowly and require large amounts of fuel. They cannot maneuver quickly in combat. Their life support systems are fragile and easy to disable." The research team had studied everything about humans: their biology, psychology, technology, tactics, and culture. They had watched thousands of hours of human movies, showing how humans fought wars. They had analyzed military training videos and combat footage from human conflicts. Every piece of data pointed to the same conclusion: humans were not prepared for war against an advanced alien species. They might fight back initially, but they would quickly realize the hopelessness of their situation and surrender. "The plan is simple," ZYXDH announced to the assembled research team. "We will attack their outer colonies first. Small settlements with minimal defenses. We will capture live specimens for further study and demonstrate our technological superiority. The psychological impact should be devastating." Dr. Velnara agreed. "Humans rely heavily on hope and morale. Once they see their technology is useless against us, resistance should collapse quickly. General Kriegstow was already planning the military operation. I recommend we start with mining colonies. These are isolated and poorly defended. The humans there will be workers, not soldiers. Perfect for our first strike. Scout NYMF had identified several target locations. There are 12 mining operations in their outer system. Kepler Station appears to be the largest, with approximately 300 humans. It would send a strong message. The plan was elegant in its simplicity. The Confederacy would use specialized weapons designed specifically to counter human biology. Sonic weapons would disorient their limited hearing. Electromagnetic pulses would disable their primitive electronics. Pheromone weapons would trigger fear responses in their mammalian brains. How long until we are ready to proceed? ZYXDH asked. 2 more weeks, General Kriegstow replied. My forces are already in position. We just need to finish calibrating the anti-human weapons based on Dr. Velnara's biological data. Dr. Velnara was confident in her analysis. The sonic weapons alone should render most humans unconscious. Their auditory systems are extremely sensitive compared to our species. The research facility hummed with activity as final preparations began. Weapons were tested and retested. Battle plans were reviewed and refined. Every possible human response had been anticipated and countered. ZYXDH looked at the image of Earth one more time. Soon, that blue world would belong to the Confederacy. The humans would either serve as a slave species or face extinction. Either outcome was acceptable. The Confederacy had used this same approach on 47 other worlds. Study the enemy, identify their weaknesses, and strike with overwhelming force. It had never failed. Begin final preparations, ZYXDH commanded. In 2 weeks, we will demonstrate to these humans that resistance is futile. Their primitive species will learn to fear the Veltar Confederacy. The research team dispersed to complete their tasks. None of them noticed a small error in their data. None of them realized that human entertainment and news broadcasts did not tell the whole story about human nature. None of them understood that humans had a tendency to become most dangerous when they appeared most helpless. The Confederacy was about to learn a very painful lesson about the difference between studying humans and understanding them. Captain Lisa Morgan stood at the observation deck of the U.S. Defiant, watching the stars through the reinforced viewport. Her reflection stared back at her, showing a woman in her early 30s with short brown hair and sharp green eyes. To anyone looking at her, she appeared to be a normal human officer. They would be wrong. Lisa was the product of the most classified military program in human history. Project Apex had taken the best soldiers from every branch of the military and pushed human biology to its absolute limits. Enhanced reflexes, improved strength, accelerated healing, and most importantly, a mind that could process combat situations faster than any normal human. The program had cost billions of dollars and taken 12 years to perfect. Only 37 soldiers had successfully completed the enhancement process. Lisa was the best of them. Captain, we're receiving priority transmission from command, reported Lieutenant Ben Clark, her second in command. Ben was not enhanced, but he was one of the finest soldiers Lisa had ever worked with. The Ghost Battalion was half enhanced soldiers and half regular troops, creating a unique fighting force. Put it through, Lisa replied, walking to command center. Admiral Kate Phillips appeared on the main screen. She was the architect of Project Apex and one of the few people who knew the full extent of Lisa's capabilities. Lisa, we're detecting unusual energy signatures in the outer colonies. 3 mining stations have reported strange readings in the past week. I'm sending the Ghost Battalion to investigate. Lisa nodded. What kind of energy signatures? Unknown technology. The readings don't match anything in our databases. Could be a new type of mining equipment, but we need to be sure. The Ghost Battalion had been created specifically to handle situations that normal military units could not. Alien contact was considered unlikely but possible. If someone was going to make first contact with an alien species, Lisa's team was the logical choice. Understood, Admiral. We'll depart immediately. Lisa's team consisted of 12 soldiers. 6 were enhanced like herself, though none had achieved quite her level of performance. The other 6 were elite special forces who had been briefed on the project's existence, but not its full capabilities. Sergeant Amy Foster was the youngest member of the team at 24. She had been enhanced for speed and agility, making her perfect for reconnaissance missions. Private Jake Turner specialized in heavy weapons and demolitions. Corporal Kate Davis was their communications expert. The non-enhanced members brought their own skills. Ben Clark was a tactical genius who could coordinate complex operations. Private Rob Martinez was a sniper with an almost supernatural ability to hit targets at extreme range. Corporal Lisa Chin handled medical duties and could perform field surgery under fire. The journey to Kepler Station would take 3 days at maximum speed. Lisa used the time to review everything they knew about the mining operation. Kepler Station was built inside a large asteroid and housed about 300 civilians. The mining operation extracted rare metals needed for advanced electronics. Lisa had grown up on a mining station similar to Kepler. Her parents had been engineers working on asteroid mining when terrorists attacked their facility. Lisa was 12 years old when she watched the attack through a security camera. She had been visiting her aunt on Earth when it happened. The terrorist attack had killed everyone on the station, including her parents and younger brother. Lisa had joined the military the day she turned 18, driven by a need to protect people who could not protect themselves. Admiral Phillips had recruited Lisa for Project Apex after watching her service record. Lisa had consistently performed beyond expectations in every combat situation. She had an unusual ability to remain calm under extreme stress and make tactical decisions faster than seemed humanly possible. The enhancement process had been brutal. Months of genetic therapy, surgical procedures, and psychological conditioning. Many candidates had dropped out or suffered permanent damage. Lisa had not only survived but excelled beyond all projections. Her enhanced physiology gave her reaction times 3 times faster than a normal human. Her strength was increased by 60%. Her bones were reinforced with carbon nanotube structures. Her blood carried modified hemoglobin that delivered oxygen more efficiently. But the mental enhancements were what made her truly dangerous. Her brain had been altered to process visual information faster and maintain focus under conditions that would overwhelm normal humans. She could track multiple targets simultaneously and calculate ballistic trajectories instinctively. The military had initially planned to create an army of enhanced soldiers. After seeing the costs and risks involved, they decided to create small elite units instead. Lisa's Ghost Battalion was the first and most successful of these units. "Captain, we're approaching Kepler Station," reported Ben Clark. Lisa looked at the tactical display. The asteroid appeared normal from the outside, but she could see the unusual energy readings on the sensors. Whatever was causing them was not human technology. "All teams to battle stations," Lisa ordered. "This could be our first contact with alien life. Remember your training and follow standard first contact protocols, unless I give other orders." The Ghost Battalion had trained for this possibility. They knew that any alien species capable of interstellar travel would likely have superior technology. The plan was to observe, gather intelligence, and avoid conflict if possible. Lisa felt her enhanced senses sharpening as adrenaline entered her system. Her heart rate increased slightly, but her breathing remained steady. The enhancement process had given her conscious control over many automatic bodily functions. "Energy readings are getting stronger," reported Kate Davis. "Whatever is causing them is definitely not mining equipment." Lisa studied the sensor data carefully. The energy signatures were unlike anything in human databases, but they followed patterns that suggested advanced technology. Someone or something with capabilities far beyond human science was near Kepler Station. "Ben, take us in slowly. Keep weapons powered but not targeted. If there are aliens here, we don't want to appear threatening." Lisa's enhanced mind was already running through dozens of scenarios. First contact with an alien species could change human history. It could also end it if things went wrong. The Ghost Battalion had been created to protect humanity from threats that conventional forces could not handle. Lisa hoped they would never need to use their full capabilities, but she was prepared for anything. As the Defiant approached Kepler Station, Lisa felt a familiar calm that came over her before combat. Her enhanced physiology was preparing for action, even though she hoped it would not be necessary. She had no idea that alien scientists had been studying humanity for 3 years. She did not know that they had designed weapons specifically to counter human biology. She was unaware that they considered humans to be primitive and easily defeated. The aliens were about to discover that their research had some very dangerous gaps. The attack began without warning. Lisa was reviewing the sensor data when the first alien ships decloaked around Kepler Station. 6 sleek vessels appeared from nowhere, their hulls reflecting the starlight like mirrors. They were beautiful and terrifying at the same time. "Contact!" 6 unknown vessels surrounding the station, shouted Kate Davis from the communications console. Lisa's enhanced reflexes kicked in immediately. Time seemed to slow as her modified brain processed the tactical situation. The alien ships were positioned to prevent escape from the mining station. This was not a peaceful first contact. All teams to combat alert. "Ben, get us to the station immediately." Full speed. The Defiant accelerated toward Kepler Station, but Lisa knew they would not arrive in time to prevent the initial attack. The alien ships were already moving toward the asteroid, their weapons charged with energy that made the sensors scream warnings. On Kepler Station, 300 miners and support staff were going about their normal daily routines. They had no idea that death was approaching them from the stars. The first alien weapon struck the station's communication array. A beam of coherent energy sliced through the antenna like it was made of paper. The station was now cut off from the outside universe, unable to call for help. Lisa watched helplessly as the attack continued. The aliens used weapons unlike anything humans had ever seen. Sonic beams that seemed to disorient the station's defenders, electromagnetic pulses that disabled their equipment, and strangest of all, some kind of gas that made people collapse without apparent injury. "They're using non-lethal weapons," observed Amy Foster. "They want prisoners, not bodies." Lisa's enhanced mind analyzed the alien tactics quickly. This was not a random attack. The aliens knew exactly how to counter human defenses. They had planned this assault carefully, targeting human weaknesses with surgical precision. The sonic weapons were particularly effective. Lisa could see station security guards dropping their weapons and falling to their knees, clutching their heads in pain. The frequency was perfectly tuned to cause maximum disorientation to human hearing. "Captain, we're picking up alien transmissions," reported Kate Davis. "The computer is trying to translate, but it's unlike any language in our databases." Lisa did not need a translation to understand what was happening. The aliens were coordinating their attack with military precision. They moved like they had done this many times before. The Defiant reached Kepler Station just as the aliens were preparing to board. Lisa could see their assault craft docking with the mining facility. Creatures in advanced armor were cutting through the station's hull. "Take us to Docking Bay 7, Lisa ordered. "Ghost Battalion, prepare for combat. We're going in." Lisa's team moved with practiced efficiency. They had trained for hostile boarding actions countless times, but they had never faced alien technology before. As they approached the station, Lisa's enhanced senses picked up details that others missed. The alien armor was not just protective gear. It was powered, giving the creatures inside enhanced strength and speed. Their weapons fired directed energy rather than projectiles. "Ben, coordinate with station security. Amy, take point. Everyone else, follow standard urban combat procedures until we know what we're dealing with." The Ghost Battalion entered Kepler Station through an emergency airlock. The corridor beyond was filled with a strange mist that made normal humans cough and struggle to breathe. Lisa's enhanced lungs filtered out the worst of it, but she could see her non-enhanced team members struggling. "Gas masks now," Lisa ordered. The alien gas was some kind of pheromone weapon designed to trigger fear responses in mammalian brains. Lisa could feel it trying to affect her emotions, but her enhanced nervous system resisted the chemical influence. They moved deeper into the station, following the sounds of conflict. Lisa's enhanced hearing picked up the distinctive whine of alien energy weapons and the shouts of human defenders. The first alien Lisa encountered was nothing like the movies had prepared her for. It stood 7 feet tall with 4 arms and skin that shifted color, like chameleon. Its weapon looked like a crystalline sculpture that hummed with energy. The alien raised its weapon toward Lisa, confident that its sonic beam would disable her like all the other humans it had encountered. It had studied human physiology extensively. It knew exactly how to render humans unconscious without permanent damage. Lisa moved faster than the alien thought possible. Her enhanced reflexes carried her to one side as the sonic beam passed through the space where she had been standing. The alien's large eyes widened in surprise. Lisa's return fire caught the alien's center mass. Her energy rifle, enhanced with technology that the aliens did not know humans possessed, punched through the creature's armor like it was made of cloth. The alien fell, its weapon clattering across the deck. Lisa could hear its distress calls through her communicator's translation system. It was reporting that the humans had capabilities beyond their projections. Contact. Alien hostiles in Section 7. Lisa reported to her team. Standard energy weapons are effective against their armor. The battle for Kepler Station had begun in earnest. Lisa's enhanced soldiers moved through the corridors like ghosts, appearing where the aliens least expected them. The aliens had planned for predictable human tactics. They had not planned for soldiers who could move and think faster than their targeting systems could track. Amy Foster used her enhanced speed to reach the station's security center. She began activating automated defenses that the aliens' electromagnetic weapons had temporarily disabled. The station's laser grid came back online, catching several aliens in crossfire. Jake Turner found the alien sonic weapon emplacements and turned the station's mining equipment against them. Industrial plasma cutters made excellent improvised weapons when used by someone with enhanced reflexes and targeting ability. But Lisa realized they were still outnumbered. The aliens had superior technology and more troops. The Ghost Battalion could win individual encounters, but they could not be everywhere at once. That was when Lisa made the decision that would change everything. Instead of just defending, she would attack. The aliens expected humans to be predictable and defensive. She would show them what unpredictable looked like. Ben, coordinate the defense of civilian areas. Amy, Jake, you're with me. We're going hunting. Lisa led her strike team deeper into the station, toward the alien boarding craft. If she could capture alien technology and turn it against them, the battle might have a very different outcome. The aliens monitoring the battle from their research station were beginning to realize that their careful plans were not working as expected. These humans were not behaving according to their models. Commander ZYXDH watched the tactical displays with growing concern. His forces should have secured the station by now. Instead, they were reporting casualties and requesting reinforcements. Dr. Velnara, he said, explain to me how humans are resisting our sonic weapons. Dr. Velnara had no answer. According to all their research, humans should be helpless against the frequency they were using. Yet somehow, some of the humans were not only resisting, but fighting back effectively. On Kepler Station, Lisa was about to show the aliens just how wrong their research really was. Dr. Velnara stared at the monitoring screens in disbelief. The tactical displays showed something that should have been impossible, according to 3 years of careful research. Human soldiers were not only resisting the Confederacy's weapons, but actively gaining ground against superior alien forces. Commander ZYXDH, she called urgently, her translation device crackling with stress. We have a significant problem with our tactical projections. ZYXDH moved to her monitoring station with fluid grace. His 6 arms worked the controls while his large eyes focused on the battle data streaming back from Kepler Station. What he saw made his blood run cold. The humans were not behaving according to any pattern in the Confederacy's databases. Instead of panicking when faced with superior technology, they were adapting. Instead of falling back when outgunned, they were finding ways to turn the station's own systems into weapons. Explain these readings, ZYXDH demanded, pointing at the tactical display with one of his middle arms. Dr. Velnara brought up specific data streams from the battle. Our sonic weapons are having minimal effect on several human subjects. The electromagnetic pulse weapons disabled their handheld devices, but they quickly adapted by using hardwired station systems. General Krixtal clicked his mandibles in frustration as he reviewed the military reports. My assault teams report that human soldiers are moving faster than our targeting computers can track. This contradicts all biological data about human reaction times. Scout NYMF added her own disturbing observations. The humans are using tactics that do not appear in any of their military training documentation. They are improvising solutions that our combat algorithms cannot predict. On the screens, they watched a human female with short brown hair move through the station corridors like a predator hunting prey. She moved with fluid precision, her weapon firing with accuracy that their best marksmen could not match. Every shot found its target. Every movement was calculated for maximum efficiency. Who is this human? ZYXDH asked, focusing on Lisa's image. Dr. Velnar ran the female's biometric data through their human identification systems. Unknown. She does not appear in any military databases we have accessed. Her performance parameters exceed all recorded human capabilities. The research team watched in growing alarm as Lisa reached one of their docked assault craft. Instead of trying to destroy it, she was studying it. Her enhanced vision was cataloging every detail of alien technology, looking for weaknesses and opportunities. She is examining our technology, General Krixtal observed. This suggests intelligence gathering rather than simple combat response. Lisa's enhanced mind was indeed analyzing the alien craft with mechanical precision. The hull was made of some kind of adaptive metal that could change density and conductivity. The weapon systems used crystallized energy storage rather than chemical propellants. Most importantly, the control systems were designed for creatures with 4 arms rather than 2. But Lisa's enhanced brain saw possibilities where normal humans would see only obstacles. The 4-arm control system actually made it easier to access multiple functions simultaneously. The energy storage crystals could be overloaded to create devastating explosions. The adaptive hull could be reprogrammed to become brittle rather than strong. Amy, Jake, cover the entrances. Lisa commanded her team. I need 5 minutes to understand how this thing works. Lisa's fingers moved across the alien controls with growing confidence. Her enhanced nervous system let her process the alien interface faster than its designers thought possible. The symbols and layouts began to make sense as she identified patterns and logical connections. Back on the research station, Dr. Velnar was running increasingly desperate calculations. Commander, this human female is learning to operate our technology in real time. This should be impossible without years of study. How is she adapting so quickly? ZYXDH demanded. Unknown. Her brain activity patterns are unlike anything in our human behavioral models. She appears to be processing information at rates comparable to our own enhanced military computer systems. The truth was becoming apparent to the research team. Their 3 years of study had been based on incomplete data. They had analyzed human entertainment, news broadcasts, and historical records. But they had never seen humans performing at their absolute limits under life-or-death conditions. More importantly, they had no data on enhanced humans because Project Apex was humanity's most closely guarded secret. The aliens had studied normal humans and assumed all humans were the same. On Kepler Station, Lisa had figured out how to activate the alien assault craft's internal systems. She was not trying to fly it. Instead, she was turning it into a weapon that could be used against its former owners. Ben, I need you to evacuate all human personnel from sections 5 through 8, Lisa transmitted to her second-in-command. Understood, Captain. What are you planning? Lisa's enhanced mind had calculated the energy potential stored in the alien craft's power systems. If she could create a cascade failure in the energy storage crystals, the explosion would clear the entire section of alien forces. I'm going to show our visitors that humans are very good at breaking things, especially when we understand how they work. Lisa's fingers danced across the alien controls, each input bringing the craft's power systems closer to critical overload. The aliens had designed multiple safety systems to prevent exactly what she was doing, but they had not anticipated someone who could process the control interfaces faster than the safety systems could react. General Krixtal was frantically trying to contact his assault team inside the station. Retreat from the docking areas immediately. The humans have accessed our technology. But it was too late. Lisa had found the final sequence that would overload the energy storage matrix. She had exactly 30 seconds to escape the blast radius. Her enhanced reflexes carried her through the station corridors faster than any normal human could move. Amy and Jake followed her, trusting their captain's judgment, even when they did not understand her plan. The explosion, when it came, was beyond anything the aliens had expected. The overloaded energy crystals created a chain reaction that tore through 3 sections of the station. But Lisa had calculated the blast pattern precisely. No human areas were damaged, but every alien soldier in the docking sections was either killed or severely injured. On the research station, alarms were screaming as the monitoring equipment registered the massive energy release. Dr. Velnara's tentacles writhed in agitation as she processed the data. She weaponized our own technology against us, she reported in disbelief. In less than 10 minutes, she learned enough about our systems to cause catastrophic overload. ZYXDH's calm demeanor was beginning to crack. How many casualties? General Crickstow's report was grim. 40% of the assault force is dead or wounded. The remaining forces are requesting immediate evacuation. Scout NYMF had been monitoring human communications during the battle. Commander, the humans are not celebrating their victory. They are already analyzing our equipment and preparing for additional attacks. ZYXDH looked at the tactical displays showing the burning sections of Kepler Station. The humans had not just repelled the Confederacy's attack. They had turned it into a devastating defeat using alien technology. Dr. Velnara, he said slowly, I want a complete analysis of everything that went wrong with our projections. We clearly do not understand humans as well as we believed. Dr. Velnara was already running new calculations based on the battle data. What she was discovering challenged everything the Confederacy thought they knew about human capabilities. The research team was about to learn that studying humans from a distance was very different from facing them in combat, and Lisa Morgan was just getting started. Lisa stood in the wreckage of the alien docking bay, her enhanced senses cataloging every piece of technology scattered across the deck. The explosion had been precisely calculated to destroy the alien assault teams while leaving their equipment intact enough for analysis. Her enhanced nervous system was processing information faster than any normal human could manage. Every alien device, every weapon fragment, every piece of armor was being analyzed and categorized by her modified brain. She was learning their technology at a rate that would have seemed impossible to the aliens who designed it. Captain, Station Security reports all alien forces have been neutralized, reported Ben Clark over the communication system. Lisa picked up an alien energy weapon and examined its crystalline structure. Her enhanced vision could see the internal energy pathways and storage matrices. The weapon was elegant in its simplicity, but she could already see ways to improve its efficiency. Amy, start collecting alien equipment. Anything that's not completely destroyed. Jake, I need you to access the station's fabrication systems. We're going to make some modifications. Amy Foster moved through debris with enhanced speed and agility, gathering alien technology with the efficiency of a machine. Her modified reflexes let her handle the potentially dangerous equipment safely while cataloging its functions. Jake Turner was already at the station's industrial fabrication center, his enhanced strength allowing him to manipulate heavy machinery that would normally require multiple operators. The mining station's fabrication systems were designed to create replacement parts and tools from raw materials. Lisa's plan was audacious even by enhanced human standards. She intended to reverse engineer alien technology and create hybrid weapons using the station's manufacturing capabilities. Normal humans would need months or years to understand alien science. Lisa planned to do it in hours. Her enhanced brain was making connections that the aliens never expected. Their energy storage crystals could be combined with human magnetic field generators to create more powerful weapons. Their adaptive armor could be programmed with human combat algorithms to provide better protection. Ben, I need you to contact Admiral Phillips immediately. Priority Alpha transmission. Ben established a secure communication link to Earth Command. Admiral Phillips appeared on the screen, her expression tense with concern. Lisa, we've been monitoring the situation. Are you all right? We're fine, Admiral. Better than fine. We've made contact with hostile alien forces and successfully repelled their attack. But that's not why I'm calling. Lisa held up an alien energy weapon and a piece of adaptive armor. I need authorization to implement Emergency Protocol 7. Admiral Phillips's eyes widened. Emergency Protocol 7 authorized enhanced soldiers to use any means necessary to protect humanity, including revealing the existence of Project Apex to alien forces. Are you certain this is necessary? Admiral, these aliens have been studying us for years. They know our weaknesses, our technology, our tactics, but they don't know about the enhancement program. That gives us an advantage, but only if we use it aggressively. Lisa's enhanced mind had already calculated the strategic implications. The aliens would return with larger forces once they analyzed a failure at Kepler Station. Humanity needed every possible advantage to survive the coming conflict. Authorization granted. What do you need? I'm going to combine their technology with ours and create weapons that neither species has ever seen. Then I'm going to take the fight to them. On the alien research station, Dr. Velnar was frantically analyzing the battle data from Kepler Station. The results were more disturbing than she had imagined possible. Commander ZYXDH, she reported, her translation device struggling to convey her agitation. The human female demonstrated capabilities that exceed our projections by factors of 3 to 5. ZYXDH studied the data streams showing Lisa's performance during the battle. Explain. Her reaction times are 3 times faster than our baseline human measurements. Her strength exceeds normal human parameters by 60%. Most concerning, her learning rate for new technology is comparable to our own enhanced computer systems. General Krickstow had been reviewing the tactical analysis of the battle. The human soldiers moved and fought like they had enhanced biological systems. This contradicts everything in our intelligence about human capabilities. Scout NYMF added her own disturbing observations. The humans did not just resist our attack. They adapted to our tactics in real time and turned our own technology against us. This suggests military enhancement beyond anything we detected in their public information. Dr. Velnara brought up new projections based on the battle data. If these enhanced humans represent their standard military capability, our current force levels are inadequate for a successful invasion. How inadequate? ZYXDH asked, though he suspected he would not like the answer. If all human soldiers perform at the level we observed at Kepler Station, we would need to increase our invasion force by at least 500%. The research team fell silent as they processed this information. The Confederacy had committed significant resources to the human invasion based on their analysis of normal human capabilities. If their projections were wrong, the entire operation was in jeopardy. On Kepler Station, Lisa was putting her plan into action. The station's fabrication systems hummed with activity as they combined human and alien technology in ways that neither species had ever attempted. Her first creation was a hybrid energy weapon that used alien power storage with human targeting systems. The result was a rifle that could fire more accurately and with greater power than either species had achieved independently. Her second innovation was adaptive armor that responded to human nervous system signals. The alien armor had been designed for their four-armed physiology, but Lisa's enhanced brain found ways to optimize it for human use. Amy, Jake, I need you to test these prototypes, Lisa said, handing them the new equipment. Amy strapped on the modified armor and immediately felt the difference. The alien technology responded to her enhanced nervous system like it had been designed specifically for her. The armor became lighter when she needed speed and stronger when she needed protection. Jake tested the hybrid weapon and was amazed by its performance. The alien energy storage provided unlimited ammunition, while the human targeting systems gave him accuracy beyond anything he had ever experienced. Captain, these are incredible, Amy reported. It's like the technology is reading my mind. Lisa nodded. Her enhanced understanding of both human and alien systems had allowed her to create interfaces that worked better than either species had achieved alone. Now we're going to take this technology and use it to send a message, Lisa announced. She had been studying the alien assault craft that had docked with the station. Her enhanced analysis had revealed its communication systems and navigation computers. She knew exactly where the aliens had come from. We're going to pay them a visit. Ben Clark looked at the alien craft dubiously. "Captain, that ship is designed for four-armed aliens. How are we supposed to fly it?" Lisa smiled, her enhanced brain already solving the control problems. "The same way I turned their docking craft into a bomb. I understand their technology better than they do now." Lisa's plan was beyond audacious. She intended to take the captured alien ship and attack their staging area. She would use their own technology against them and demonstrate that humans were not the primitive species the aliens believed them to be. The aliens, monitoring from their research station, watched in growing horror as Lisa's team boarded the captured assault craft. Their instruments detected massive modifications to the ship's systems. The humans were not just using alien technology. They were improving it. "They are turning our own weapons against us," Dr. Velnar observed in dismay. ZYXDH watched the tactical displays as the modified alien craft began moving away from Kepler Station. "Where are they going?" Scout NYMF checked the ship's navigation system remotely. "They are heading directly for our staging area." General Krix could not believe what he was hearing. "A single human assault team is attacking our fleet." The enhanced humans were about to teach the Confederacy a lesson about the dangers of underestimating their enemy. Lisa Morgan was bringing the war to them, and she was bringing technology that would change everything. Commander ZYXDH stood frozen before the tactical displays as reports flooded in from the outer system. A single captured alien vessel was approaching the Confederacy's staging area, and every sensor reading suggested that the humans had not just stolen their technology, they had improved it. "Dr. Velnara," he said, his voice carrying none of its usual calm authority, "explain to me how a primitive species has modified our technology to exceed our own performance specifications." Dr. Velnara's tentacles writhed in her methane tank as she processed the incoming data streams. "Commander, the energy readings from that ship are impossible according to our understanding of the technology. They have somehow increased power output by 40% while reducing energy consumption." General Krix was frantically trying to coordinate defensive positions as the human-controlled ship approached. "My forces report that their targeting systems cannot lock onto the modified vessel. Its energy signature is shifting too rapidly for our computers to track." Scout NYMF had been monitoring human communications during their approach. "Commander, the humans are not attempting to hide their presence. They are broadcasting on all frequencies, apparently trying to communicate. Put their transmission through the translation system," ZYXDH ordered. Lisa Morgan's voice came through the speakers with crystal clarity. Her enhanced vocal cords allowed her to speak with perfect pronunciation, even in the alien language her computer had decoded. "Attention Veltar Confederacy forces. This is Captain Lisa Morgan of the human military. You have attacked a civilian facility and killed innocent people. You have 30 seconds to surrender unconditionally, or I will demonstrate why studying humans from a distance is a very poor substitute for understanding us." General Krix clicked his mandibles in disbelief. "A single human is demanding that our entire fleet surrender?" ZYXDH studied the tactical display, showing their fleet positions. 12 heavily armed cruisers, 8 assault carriers, and the research station itself, against one small captured assault craft. "Open a channel," he commanded. "Human." ZYXDH spoke to the translation system. "You are facing superior numbers and technology. Your species is primitive compared to Confederacy. Surrender now and your death will be quick." Lisa's response came immediately. "Your research was incomplete. Allow me to provide some additional data." The modified alien craft suddenly accelerated beyond anything the Confederacy thought possible. Lisa had combined alien engine technology with human gravitational manipulation systems, creating propulsion that exceeded both species' individual capabilities. Her enhanced reflexes allowed her to pilot the hybrid ship with precision that no normal human could achieve. She moved through the alien fleet like a dancer, too fast for their weapons to track and too unpredictable for their computers to anticipate. "Weapons free." General Krix commanded. "Destroy that ship." The Confederacy fleet opened fire with everything they had. Energy beams, plasma cannons, and exotic particle weapons filled space around Lisa's ship, but she was no longer where their targeting computers predicted she would be. Lisa's enhanced brain was processing the battle data faster than the alien computers could calculate firing solutions. She knew where each weapon would fire before the aliens did. Her modified ship danced between the energy beams like they were standing still. On the research station, Dr. Velnara watched the display in growing terror. She is predicting our weapons' fire patterns. This should be impossible without access to our tactical computers. How is she doing it? ZYXDH demanded. Unknown. Her reaction times and processing speed exceed our baseline human measurements by factors we cannot explain. Lisa was not just evading the alien weapons. She was studying them. Her enhanced vision tracked each energy beam, analyzed its frequency and power output, and calculated ways to counter the technology. The hybrid weapons she had created on Kepler Station were about to be tested against their creators. Lisa targeted the lead cruiser and fired. The result was devastating. Her modified weapon system combined alien energy storage with human magnetic acceleration, creating projectiles that punched through alien shields like they were made of paper. The lead cruiser's hull exploded outward as Lisa's shots found their power core. The ship broke apart in a brilliant fireball that lit up the surrounding space. Impossible. General Crixtal shouted. Our shield should have stopped any human weapon. Lisa's voice came over the communication system again. Your shields were designed to stop human weapons. These are not human weapons. These are your weapons, improved by humans who understand physics better than you thought possible. The modified ship continued its deadly dance through the alien fleet. Lisa was not trying to destroy every vessel. Instead, she was demonstrating the futility of their position. Each shot she fired was precisely calculated to disable rather than destroy, showing that she could kill them all if she chose to. Dr. Velnara was frantically recalculating her models of human capability. Commander, if this represents standard human military performance, our entire intelligence assessment was fundamentally flawed. ZYXDH watched another of his cruisers lose power as Lisa's weapons disabled its engines. Explain. We studied human entertainment and civilian communications. We assumed these represented their actual capabilities. But this human demonstrates combat performance that exceeds our own enhanced soldiers. Scout NYMF have been analyzing Lisa's tactical patterns during the battle. She is not fighting like the humans in their training videos. Her tactics are completely unpredictable and adaptive. Lisa disabled a third cruiser and moved toward the research station itself. Her enhanced senses could detect the facility's cloaking systems, but she could also see through them. The station's energy signature was unmistakable to someone with her modified vision. Dr. Velnara, Lisa's voice came through the communication system. I know you're monitoring this battle from your research facility. Your cloaking technology is impressive, but you made one mistake. What mistake? Dr. Velnara asked. Despite herself, you assumed human senses operate within normal biological parameters. My enhanced vision can see energy patterns across a much wider spectrum than your studies indicated. Lisa fired a single shot at what appeared to be empty space. The research station's cloak failed as her hybrid weapon overloaded its power systems. The massive facility became visible, its dark hull reflecting the explosions from the damaged cruisers. Your 3 years of research had one fundamental flaw, Lisa continued. You studied normal humans and assumed we were all the same. But humans have a tendency to exceed their own limitations when survival is at stake. ZYXDH looked at the tactical display, showing his crippled fleet and exposed research station. A single human had accomplished what should have been impossible. What do you want? He asked. I want you to understand something very important about human nature, Lisa replied. We don't start fights, but we finish them. You attacked civilians. You killed innocent people. You thought you understood us well enough to consider us weak. Lisa's ship moved closer to the research station, its modified weapons trained on the facility's critical systems. You were wrong about humans, and now you're going to learn why that was a fatal mistake. Dr. Velnara stared at her monitoring screens in defeat. 3 years of careful research had been proven worthless in a single battle. The humans were not the primitive species the Confederacy had believed them to be. They were something far more dangerous. They were a species that became more formidable when underestimated, more creative when cornered, and more deadly when protecting others. The research team was about to discover that their greatest mistake was not failing to understand human technology or tactics. Their greatest mistake was failing to understand human nature itself. Lisa Morgan brought her captured and modified ship alongside the alien research station with the precision of a surgeon. Her enhanced reflexes had carried her through the entire enemy fleet without taking a single hit, leaving 12 crippled vessels floating helplessly in space. Inside the research station, emergency alarms wailed as the facility's automated systems detected the approach of the modified assault craft. Commander ZYXDH watched the tactical displays with growing dread as Lisa's ship extended docking clamps toward their primary airlock. "She intends to board the station," Dr. Velnara observed, her tentacles writhing with agitation in her methane tank. General Crickstow was already coordinating the station's defenses. "All security teams to the docking areas. Prepare for hostile boarding action." "General," ZYXDH said quietly, "this human has just disabled our entire fleet with a single ship. What makes you think our security teams will be more effective?" Lisa's voice came through the communication system as her ship completed its docking procedures. "I'm coming aboard your station. You can resist and watch me demonstrate more human capabilities that your research missed, or you can surrender and live to study your mistakes." ZYXDH looked at his remaining options. The research station had defensive systems, but they were designed to repel boarding actions by conventional forces. Everything they had learned about this human suggested that conventional was not a word that applied to her. "Dr. Velnara," he said, "in your professional opinion as our leading expert on human behavior, what will this human do if we resist?" Dr. Velnara studied the battle data from Lisa's attack on the fleet. Based on her demonstrated capabilities, she will systematically neutralize our security forces and capture the station. Resistance will only increase casualties. Lisa was already cutting through the station's airlock with tools that combined human engineering with alien energy technology. Her enhanced strength allowed her to operate equipment that would normally require multiple operators. Amy Foster and Jake Turner flanked the airlock entrance, their hybrid weapons and adaptive armor making them nearly invulnerable to conventional alien weaponry. The rest of the Ghost Battalion had remained on Kepler Station, but Lisa's core team was more than sufficient for this mission. The airlock cycled open, and Lisa stepped into the alien research facility. Her enhanced senses immediately cataloged every detail of the environment. The gravity was lighter than Earth normal. The atmosphere contained trace gases that would affect normal humans, but had no impact on her modified physiology. The first alien security team was waiting in the corridor beyond the airlock. They carried the same sonic weapons that had been so effective against normal humans at Kepler Station. Their leader gave the order to fire. Lisa moved faster than their targeting systems could track. The sonic beams passed through empty air as she seemed to teleport from one position to another. Her return fire dropped 3 aliens before they could react. "Amy, Jake, secure this section. I'm going to find their command center." Lisa's enhanced hearing had already mapped the station's layout by analyzing the sound patterns echoing through the corridors. She could hear the distinctive hum of the primary computer systems 3 levels up and 2 sections over. She moved through the station like a force of nature. Alien security teams tried to stop her with weapons designed specifically to counter human biology, but Lisa was no longer operating within normal human parameters. The electromagnetic pulse weapons that should have disabled her equipment were countered by shielding she had improvised from alien technology. The pheromone weapons that should have triggered fear responses were filtered out by her enhanced nervous system. The sonic weapons that should have incapacitated her were simply too slow to target her enhanced reflexes. Lisa reached the command center in less than 5 minutes. The massive chamber contained banks of computer systems that had been analyzing human communications for 3 years. Holographic displays showed Earth, human ships, and detailed breakdowns of human society. Commander ZYXDH was waiting for her, flanked by Dr. Velnara's tank and the remaining senior staff. He had decided that meeting this human face-to-face was the only way to understand what his species was truly facing. "Captain Morgan," he said through the translation system, "you have proven that our research was inadequate. What do you want from us? Lisa looked around the command center, her enhanced vision taking in every detail. The aliens had been thorough in their analysis of humanity, but they had made critical errors in interpretation. I want you to understand why you failed, she said, walking to the main display showing Earth. You studied our entertainment, our news, our history, but you never understood what drives us. She gestured to the displays showing human military conflicts. You saw our wars and concluded we were violent and primitive. You missed the fact that humans fight hardest when we're protecting something we care about. Lisa activated one of the alien computer systems with casual ease, her enhanced brain decoding their interfaces faster than they thought possible. You analyzed our technology and decided we were inferior. You didn't consider that humans excel at taking existing technology and improving it in ways the original designers never imagined. The display changed to show the tactical analysis of the recent battle. Lisa's performance parameters were highlighted in red, indicating values that exceeded all alien projections. You studied normal humans and assumed we were all the same. You never discovered that we have enhanced soldiers specifically designed to protect our species from threats we couldn't otherwise handle. Dr. Velnara spoke through her translation device. What are you? Lisa smiled, and there was something in that expression that made the alien step back involuntarily. I'm what humans become when we decide that survival requires exceeding our natural limitations. I'm the product of science, determination, and the absolute refusal to let our species be destroyed by anyone or anything. She accessed more of their computer systems, downloading their complete research on humanity. Your mistake was thinking that what you observed represented our maximum capabilities. Humans have a saying, you haven't seen anything yet. Lisa's enhanced brain was processing the alien database at superhuman speed. She was learning everything they knew about their own technology, their military capabilities, and their strategic plans. I'm going to return to Earth with your technology and your research, she announced. Humanity will study your species just as thoroughly as you studied ours, but we'll do it correctly. General Krixtal made one last attempt at resistance. You cannot pilot our ships. You do not understand our navigation systems. Lisa looked at him with amusement. General, I've been modifying your technology since I first encountered it. Your navigation systems are elegant but overcomplicated. I can improve them. She demonstrated by accessing the station's navigation computer and plotting a course back to human space. The route she calculated was more efficient than anything in the alien database. You see, Lisa explained, humans don't just use technology. We understand it at a fundamental level and make it better. That's why your careful plans failed so completely. Commander ZYXDH realized that this single human represented a threat to everything the Confederacy thought they knew about warfare and technology. If all humans would perform at her level, the invasion was not just doomed, it was impossible. What will you do with us? He asked. Lisa considered the question while her enhanced brain finished downloading the alien research data. That depends on what you do next. You can continue trying to destroy humanity and discover just how creative we can be when our survival is threatened, or you can learn from your mistakes and find a different approach to interspecies relations. She moved toward the command center exit, her team falling into formation around her. I suggest you choose carefully. The next time you encounter humans, we'll be ready for you. Lisa's counterattack had accomplished more than just military victory. She had demonstrated that humanity was not the primitive species the aliens believed them to be. She had shown them that humans could not only adapt to alien technology, but improve it beyond the original designer's capabilities. Most importantly, she had taught them that underestimating humans was a mistake that could prove fatal. The research team watched helplessly as Lisa and her team departed with their technology and their data. They had come to study humans and found themselves completely outmatched by a species they thought they understood. The balance of power in the galaxy was about to shift dramatically, and it was all because one enhanced human had refused to be underestimated. 6 months after the incident at Kepler Station, the emergency session of the Veltar Confederacy Council convened in their most secure facility. Representatives from all 4 member species gathered around the massive circular table. Their attention focused on holographic displays, showing the complete analysis of humanity's capabilities. Commander ZYXDH stood before the council, his 6 arms moving nervously as he prepared to deliver the most important briefing in Confederacy history. The past months have been spent analyzing every detail of their encounter with the enhanced humans, and the conclusions were more disturbing than anyone had imagined. Honored council members, ZYXDH began, our 3-year study of humanity was fundamentally flawed. We have been forced to completely revise our assessment of the species. The massive display showed Lisa Morgan's performance during the battle at their research station. Every movement, every tactical decision, every technological innovation was highlighted and analyzed. The data painted a picture of capabilities that challenged everything Confederacy thought they knew about biological limitations. Dr. Velnara, ZYXDH continued, will present our revised analysis of human capabilities. Dr. Velnara's tank was wheeled forward, her tentacles moving through the methane in patterns that indicated extreme agitation. Council members, we have identified our primary error. We studied human civilian populations and entertainment media, assuming these represented their maximum capabilities. The display changed to show comparative data between normal humans and the enhanced soldiers they had encountered. We now know that humans have developed military enhancement technologies that exceed our own biological parameters. Council Leader Vexlon, the eldest member of the Assembly, spoke with the authority of centuries, explained the implications for Confederacy security. Dr. Velnara's report was devastating in its completeness. If the enhanced humans represent their standard military capability, humanity poses an existential threat to the Confederacy. Their ability to adapt and improve alien technology exceeds our modeling capabilities. General Crickstow added his military assessment. The human female designated Lisa Morgan neutralized our entire fleet with a single captured vessel. She demonstrated tactical capabilities that our best commanders cannot match. The council members exchanged glances of alarm. The Confederacy had never encountered a species that could pose a genuine threat to their technological superiority. What are our options? Asked Councilmember Dexmar, whose species had joined the Confederacy after being conquered by superior Veltar technology. ZYXDH activated new displays showing potential scenarios. We have identified 3 possible courses of action. First, we could attempt a full-scale invasion using our complete military capabilities. The tactical projections were grim. Our analysts estimate a 70% probability of Confederacy defeat if humans deploy enhanced soldiers in significant numbers. Second option? Council Leader Vexlon asked. We could attempt to destroy Earth using planetary bombardment weapons before humans can spread other systems. General Crickstow shook his head. Intelligence indicates that humans have already established colonies on 17 worlds. Destroying Earth would only ensure that enhanced humans would hunt us across the galaxy. The third option appeared on the displays, and it was one that no Confederacy leader had ever been forced to consider. Diplomatic contact, ZYXDH announced. We recommend immediate peaceful negotiations with human leadership. The council chamber fell silent. In their entire history, the Confederacy had never negotiated with a species they intended to conquer. They had always held overwhelming technological advantages that made diplomacy unnecessary. Scout NYMF presented the intelligence data that supported this recommendation. Humans have been analyzing our technology since Captain Morgan returned to Earth. Our monitoring stations have detected significant advances in human military capabilities. The displays showed human ships incorporating alien technology in ways that improve performance beyond Confederacy specifications. Weapon systems that combine the best of both technologies. Defensive systems that could adapt to changing threats in real time. They are not simply copying our technology, Dr. Velnara explained. They are fundamentally improving it. In 6 months, they have developed capabilities that took us centuries to achieve. Council Leader Vexlon studied the data with growing unease. You are recommending that we abandon our expansion into human space? We are recommending that we classify humanity as a Category Alpha threat, ZYXDH replied. The highest possible designation. The Category Alpha classification had never been used in Confederacy history. It was reserved for species that posed existential threats to Confederacy survival. Furthermore, ZYXDH continued. We recommend immediate implementation of Protocol 7. Protocol 7 was the Confederacy's ultimate defensive measure. It required the complete withdrawal of all Confederacy forces from Category Alpha territories and the establishment of permanent monitoring stations to ensure early warning of any aggressive actions. Dr. Velnara activated her final display, showing the psychological analysis of human behavior that had emerged from their studies. Council members, humans have a unique characteristic that makes them extremely dangerous. They become more formidable when threatened. The display showed historical examples of human behavior under extreme stress. Military units that fought harder when outnumbered. Individuals who exceeded their physical limitations when protecting others. Entire populations that mobilized for total war when their survival was threatened. Our attack on Kepler Station triggered exactly the response we should have avoided, Dr. Velnara explained. We showed humans that we were a threat to their survival, and they responded by becoming more dangerous than we thought possible. General Krickstow presented the final piece of evidence. Our long-range sensors have detected human ships approaching our border territories. They are not attacking, but they are making their presence known. The message was clear. Humanity was demonstrating that they could project force into Confederacy space whenever they chose. They were showing the aliens that the initiative had shifted. Council leader Vexlon made the decision that would reshape galactic politics. The motion to classify humanity as Category Alpha is approved. Protocol 7 is authorized immediately. ZYXDH felt a mixture of relief and frustration. The Confederacy would survive, but their expansion plans were permanently ended. Humanity had forced them to abandon their goals without firing a shot in their own territory. On Earth, Lisa Morgan stood in the enhanced training facility, watching the next generation of Ghost Battalion soldiers complete their enhancement procedures. The alien technology they had captured was being integrated into human systems in ways that created capabilities neither species had achieved alone. Admiral Phillips joined her at the observation window. The Confederacy has withdrawn all forces from our border systems. Their long-range communications indicate they're classifying us as a major threat. Lisa nodded, her enhanced hearing picking up the subtle sounds of the training equipment operating at inhuman speeds. Good. But we can't assume they'll stay peaceful forever. What do you recommend? Lisa watched a new enhanced soldier complete a reaction test that would have been impossible for normal humans. We keep getting better. We keep innovating. And we make sure that anyone who thinks about threatening humanity understands exactly what they'll be facing. The enhanced training program was expanding rapidly. What had started as a small elite unit was becoming the foundation of humanity's defense against any future alien threats. Lisa's encounter with Confederacy had changed everything. Humanity now knew they were not alone in the galaxy, and they knew that survival required constant improvement of their capabilities. The aliens had studied how to kill humans and concluded they were weak and primitive. They had discovered instead that humans were adaptive, innovative, and became more dangerous when threatened. The Confederacy's final report on humanity contained a single recommendation that would guide their policy for generations. Do not engage under any circumstances. Humanity had earned its place in the galaxy not through conquest or diplomacy, but by demonstrating that underestimating them was a mistake that no species could afford to make twice. Lisa Morgan had shown the aliens that humans were not the species they thought they were studying. She had proven that when survival was at stake, humans could become something far more formidable than their enemies imagined possible. The galaxy was a much more interesting place now that humans were in it, and every species would have to adjust to that new reality.